Welcome back, beautiful brave hearts. It's Sandra May and Lorraine, and we are doing the Advanced Water Fast Q&A with you. And today, our topic is really our favorite topic to talk about. It really is. It's the most important part that most people either struggle to open up and take a look inside, or they just don't want to do it. Right? So it is the Braveheart emotional intelligence. Sandra, do you want to say anything?
Yeah, absolutely, love. You've got that right. This is definitely our favorite topic to talk about because it makes a difference with absolutely every part of your life, right? And when we're fasting, this is almost as important, I think equally important, right, Lorraine? Equally as important as how your physical body is going to be improved, your a connection with yourself, your understanding of self, your, oh, hey, I thought I dealt with this issue, but that's still coming up again. That's okay. There's just a little bit more left in there. Maybe there was some left in the tissues that the fast is helping get to and release. So, absolutely, Lorraine, I'm going to slow down. I'm so excited to talk about the Braveheart steps. I'm just going rattle, 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 right? So Sandra's going to take a breath, calm down, and we were so happy to be here to answer your questions.
So I am going to bring the slideshow up.
All right.
Zoom, share screen.
So, who's got questions out there? Who can raise your hand and say, I've got questions? And what do we have to say to you? If you've got questions, they matter because you matter. So, we're here for you. We're going to collect questions in our email support@docofdetox.com. We're going to collect collections. We're going to collect questions on the shows themselves and answer them. And if you've got a live question to ask right now, you go for it. You put it in there and we'll do our best. Today's topic is the Braveheart emotional intelligence. But throw your questions out there. We want to make sure that we've answered all your questions for sure.
And just know that both Sandra and I are, master practitioners, and we do the perfect day consultations. And right now, because of the Advanced Water Fast sale, the perfect day, actually all of the consultations are on sale for $95. And that gives you lifetime telephone support. So yeah, get yourself signed up for a perfect day consultation or a nutritional consultation or water fast consultation if you want someone to be there and helping you with absolutely everything that's going on.
It is our joy to get to know you. It is our joy to come in and be a part of your life, to help you. And today, today, the advanced water fasting, the art of the cellular biohacking. It is what's going to help take you from where you are to the next step, and if not, the second and third step forward. It's really going to help you advance. So it's very important that we lean in on that self-care. And obviously, no, maybe I should say obviously, some people might sign up for fasting just to be hard on themselves, right? And this is not the point. This is not the point to stress yourself out. It is not the point to be hard on yourself. We are doing this with the best intentions within this self-care so that we can really lean in on absolutely everything. And your situation is going to be very individual. Your things that might come up might be very emotional. They might be old traumas. They might just be that nagging thing, that one person that's in your life that always seems to push the buttons. And I say, bring it on. Let's deal with it because you don't want those buttons pushed anymore. So if any of these things that are coming up during your fast, then you're going to sit in it and you're going to observe it, right? All the self-care, all those are wonderful words that encompass in your self-care.
Yeah, it's all about you. It's all about you. And you get to decide whether what part of this you're doing. This is our pillar 4. And I'm telling you, we counsel people from all over the world, and I I have witnessed that when people dive into the Braveheart intelligence, those are the ones that get the results that they're looking for. Those are the ones who make the shift. So, be a brave heart, and you really do have to be a brave heart in order to open up and look deep inside and allow that self-love, that respect, all of that, well-being, make sure that you're sleeping good, getting some physical movement in there. All of this self-care is so important especially when you are on an advanced water fast.
Right. And so we know, if you're a fan of Dr. Detox, if you're a fan of Dr. Darrell Wolfe, we do talk a lot about who is ruling our mind. Are the psychos ruling our mind? Who are we allowing to be in that sovereign position in our life that effectively is controlling us, right? We need to be very aware of what's going on in the world. And then we need to be able to sit back and observe so that we can get back into our hearts so that we can be in that sovereign position.
Yeah. You want to be able to dip absolutely everything through the heart. Every thought, every movement, it goes through the heart. Every time you open your mouth, that goes through the heart first and foremost.
Absolutely. And so we're here to help show you that strategy is everything. We can't just lay back and say, oh, the chemtrails, there's more chemtrails today, Sandra. Oh, there's this, there's that. Oh, look at how much chemical is in the water. Oh, right. No, we need to stop this. We need to realize that we can be in that sovereign position, that we can make a plan, and that as long as we step into that, then we can fulfill it, right? But if we're going to allow ourselves to continue to sit in this zone, right, and we don't even realize that we've fallen in love with being a victim. We've fallen in love with it because it probably attracted somebody. And maybe that person still is a wonderful person, but attracting someone from your victimhood is not long-term going to work out very well. So let's just step into this new age. I'm so excited to be alive now. I'm still not sure, Lorraine, how the heck me was ready for this time that we're in, but somehow I am, and somehow I'm here, and somehow I'm on Facebook and I'm teaching people to stand up, to be a brave heart, to move forward, right? So, getting a little emotional talking about the Braveheart steps here, are we? Anyways, we're so happy. And surprisingly, we're here to show you the way that you can make a plan, that strategy is everything. And if those who fail to plan, you've actually planned to fail.
Exactly. So having a strategy is a golden nugget. I mean, this is tried and true. It works. So why not? Why not dive deep? Why not take that jump and see how you can fly, which is first love yourself?
Absolutely. So everything about Dr. Detox is creating that perfect day for you. And that doesn't mean you're going to have perfect emotions every day. It means that you're going to lean in to create your perfect day. And even though things might go wrong, that doesn't mean you're not having a perfect day. It means that you are learning how to go within, how to observe, so that we can make that slight correction and be okay, right? So having the perfect day does not mean having perfect emotions and walking around in life. We're not being plastic positive. We're learning to go within to help give ourselves that perfect day.
But it does help to have that slight smile on your face. That is one of the things that does bring our vibration up, because you walk down there, or maybe you're walking in the malls and you're on a mission to get something, but you've got this smile on your face and people smile back. That is, that raises your vibration. So just because you're on a mission to do something, Remember that smile. Yeah.
There you go, folks. See, everyone's got a slightly different perspective. And would it be as wonderful if there wasn't two of us here to chat with you? Okay, so let's now talk about, because we're leaning in on the Braveheart emotional steps. So we're talking about the mind. And we all know, I'm sure you watch lots of different things and you're getting influenced by lots of different things. Who isn't talking about consciousness? Who isn't talking about learning how to bring up your level of consciousness? And so, like I said, everything about the DACA detox is helping us to lean in on that super consciousness. How do you feel, Lorraine? What is your take on consciousness? What is super consciousness, and what do you think the steps are for us to move towards that?
It's definitely when that subconscious gets in the way, we've got to understand that thought was created sometime between 0 and 7 years old. So we've got to be able to put on our adult way of looking. Well, maybe not adult, because you got to be kind of childlike too. But you've got to take off those rose-colored glasses, right? And see exactly what is happening. That's what we need to do. We need to be able to come away and really respect and protect and forgive. There is so much monkey mind that goes on when you're doing the Braveheart work, because you've got to be able to sit back, digest the information, and then take action. You can't just read it and say, "Oh yeah, I did it." No, you didn't. You read it, but you didn't do it. It didn't get into your tissues, and I can tell when I'm talking to somebody whether they've done it or they've just read it, and that's the thing. If you're not taking that massive personal action to feed the spirit, which heals the body every time, it's the spirit that needs the attention. So the Braveheart emotional 12 loving steps is where you would start.
Absolutely. And, when we lean on these things, we have to realize one of those very important steps within the Braveheart. And it's that judgment, right? It's that, are you going to love yourself and forgive yourself? So just slide over to the very next slide, love. We're going to go within. We have to be able to observe without judgment. We have to just be able to observe. It's exactly what it means. We don't have to enter into it. We have to be able to see those thoughts, see those feelings, watch it. And then you can see what's kind of lying in behind all that drama that played out, that one situation that just kept happening over and over again. If you can get to the place where you can observe and learn and never judge and burn, you are going to get to that enlightenment stage a lot faster.
Exactly. We've got to be a detective and really, start moving all of the stones. And like Sandra says, you're going to see it. You're not judging it. You're just going to see it, acknowledge, yes, that's there. The next and the next. That's all. That's all.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
That way you can let it go. Most of us spend the majority of our life with so much baggage in our emotional part of our body. We get an emotion that creates the issues in our tissues, or we get a trauma that creates the emotion that creates the issues in the tissues. But either way, we are creating issues in our tissues. So we want to be able to unload that backpack, get rid of the stones and the rocks that are holding you down, because we are talking about learning to fly.
Yeah. When you say we're on that repeat, we're on that program, I really had to dig deep, Lorraine. I had taken the course a couple of times. really felt like I understood it. I knew the Braveheart emotional work was it. I knew this is what drew me in. It did not draw me in to talk about vitamin D and K2. It drew me in to talk about the Braveheart emotional steps. This is what brought me into this world, was watching Daryl talk about. I'll just quickly. It was a show called Faith, Hope, and Healing. And the question that everyone was posed was, do you believe there has to be a measurement of faith for true healing to be long lasting? And Daryl said, yes, I do believe so. But can I take it a step beyond just belief? We need to understand the power of the subconscious mind and the power of self-love. And you have to put those two things together to make a difference. And Lorraine, I'll never forget sitting on what I call my grandpa chair, right? My big rocking chair with the big floofy sides on it, and comforting myself, going, this is it. This is it. I need to love myself. I have to let myself off the hook. And I was almost nervous in that moment, right? Rocking back and forth, going, this is it. This is it. Right. And I had people telling me this, but I had never received the message. And so it took some unpacking. It took some work. But I realized that if I wasn't going to be the president of the Sandra Fan Club, nobody else was going to be. And it was up to me to find a way to go inside, right? I had made mistakes, but somehow I just broiled myself over small little things, and just broiled myself, like just keeping myself in that pot that's on that low heat, but eventually it starts to boil and sizzle. I really had to dig deep. And it is these Braveheart emotional steps that made such a big difference in my world.
I'd have to say exactly the same, Sandra, and it's not that you're broken, because you're not broken. You've got absolutely everything you need to be able to do this. The thing is that we've been ruled, schooled, and fooled to think that life is hard. You have to work hard to make, a living. You've got to work hard to support your kids. You've got to work hard. Life treats you that way when you think about that, because our most prominent, dominant thought is what we get. Everything is about vibration. So I remember I used to hate paying my bills. I'd come in, I paid them, but there was an energy that I could not hang on to. I'd get these bills and I okay, it's going. But that energy that I was doing like that kept me stuck in that lack. I can't do this. There's a lack there, right? Mm-hmm. And I don't view things that way anymore. Everything is a flow. So when we can allow that flow to happen, we just have to stand up on our boat or whatever we're using to flow down there, float your boat, just let it float. Just don't keep putting the anchor down and seeing how far you can drag that anchor, because that's what we're doing. Because our thoughts are vibration. Our words are even more powerful vibration. And our most prominent, dominant thought is what we bring into our life. Whether it's, I'm sick and tired, you're going to stay sick and tired. I got a diagnosis. The doctor said, this is what's happening. You've got X amount of time. My belief is he's right, then he's right. He's right. So we need to flip switch that. We need to be our brave heart. We need to put our brave heart on so that we can go deep inside and open up that spark of life. Because life is beautiful. When you start looking for beautiful and seeing beautiful, that's what happens.
Absolutely. So let's chat about these 4 loving steps, right? So I really had a poor opinion of myself. I really seen myself as a mess. And I think those words stayed with me a lot. Sandra, you create a mess. Sandra, you make a mess. Sandra, you're just messy. right? And so when I got a hold of these Braveheart loving steps, I realized and used that Lionheart breathing because that would keep me in the present moment. I was wanting to, no matter what I was trying to do, whether let's say it was a Saturday morning, I was home, I was off shift. And, Saturdays you want to have a project to do or you want to get certain things accomplished. I would just allow myself to not stay in the present moment and just to make a mess, start 4 or 5 different things and walk around the house and be in a complete loss and not get anything accomplished. So these Braveheart steps really helped me. That taking a break, that love band, life band of no, okay, I just said it. I just said something mean to myself. No, okay. And brand new Sandra doesn't say mean things to herself. Brand new Sandra is gonna find the way. Right? I had trouble making too many bold statements in that moment, but no matter. I started with where I was. No, new Sandra doesn't make a mess. New Sandra is going to restart no matter how many times I have to. So it would be snap the love band, 3, 2, 1. I'm in the present moment. And I would have to breathe. I would have to stop and take 2 or 3 breaths right there to really help cement that in. I was really programmed to stay a mess and to stay scattered in my head and mean. I was just mean to myself all the time, right? So I would snap the love band, life band when I found myself saying something mean. I'm actually okay. It's okay. I'm going to restart my project because I love me and it's okay that it's taking this many times. It's totally okay. It's totally okay, right? And if I had a deadline, then I would write down the deadline and I would write down the steps kind of in backwards, right? I knew what my deadline was, but I didn't know how to start the process. So I'd write down my deadline and then I back it up. Okay, that means Friday, this has to happen. That means Thursday, this has to happen. That means Wednesday, this has to happen, right? And so I would define it for myself. And I could only do this once I was able to be in the present moment and let myself off the hook, right?
Yeah. Being in the present moment and owning it and owning it, I'm with you, Sandra. The Braveheart, actually the mirror work for me was probably the most profound work I could have done. Outwardly, I was a good mom, a good wife. I brought in an income. I was good to everybody. I would give the shirt off my back to anybody, and I wasn't taking care of me. So that mirror work, saying that oath in front of the mirror, I was a puddle of tears. Matter of fact, the very first time in class, when I took the first whole life coach, there was 8 of us in that class, and Daryl made all of us go up to the mirror and say the oath. And I had practiced it, and I could say the words, but when it was my turn to get up there, my heart was doing one of these things. I couldn't say one word. I was just a mess because I knew that I was not doing what I am telling my body I'm doing. I could not honor, respect, protect, forgive, or totally love or trust. There was none of that happening. So when I couldn't do it. And I tried to, compose myself and see if I could get a few words out, but it wasn't happening. Just wasn't happening. So I let myself off the hook at that moment and allowed somebody else to take their time because it wasn't happening for me, not then. So you gotta honor yourself where you are. But for me, this was the one that triggered me the most. So did I go home and do it authentically? You bet I did. You bet I did. I brought the emotion, the passion, and that authentic Lorraine into that mirror. And yes, and it didn't happen overnight. It took me, I don't know how long before I could say all of those words and feel it and mean it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Absolutely.
that's what this is about.
Yeah, absolutely. And guys, when you say it, you might have different words that trip you up, right? All those words, one might stand out this week, a different one might stand out next week. That's okay. We are like onions, and we're going to remain the president of our own fan club. We're going to remain our own Braveheart, and we're going to keep doing the work no matter how long it takes. We have to have that commitment to self to say, I am going to be here for me no matter what kind of ways I feel like I've messed up, no matter if I even felt like I made some of those mistakes on purpose. No matter what it is, we have to remain on board for ourselves. And so the mirror work is done in lots of different ways. It can be done first thing in the morning, last thing at night. It can be done when you get in the car and you look in that rear view mirror. Anytime you pass by a window and you can see your silhouette, give a little look, say, hey, you got this going on. Give yourself that good feedback. And then even the deeper, that fourth square there saying the Braveheart, the couples and the personal love connection. Let's take some time. Let's really dive in and let's do more than just spend a few minutes, right? When I do these emotional consultations, I like to have this little mirror on hand and I show people, you get your nose into that mirror. You are not looking at what might be going wrong. You're looking into your soul, right? I like to also take a little mirror, lay down in the bed, turn on some nice, lovely music. Let's spend some time with deepening that connection. Let's spend some time, right? If you're a couple, definitely do this 33 days in a row. Your marriage, your partnership will never be the same. Even if you think you've got a pretty good marriage going on, there could be some little things hiding out in the corners that you need to get to, right? And so whether you do it with your partner or you do it yourself, I think if you're in a relationship, you need to be doing both. You need to be doing time by yourself in the mirror and time with your partner. But it is massively impactful that I would take the time to spend inside my head. I don't know. I think I'm quite a bit 3D, Lorraine. I talk about emotions being inside my head and things like that. Anyways, it's powerful. And then I think we both had a very powerful experience once we got to Ixtapa. Right. We spent that first 2 or 3 weeks working in our own hotel rooms because there wasn't anything else. And my room had this big, long mirror set up. And so, anytime I had a little hesitation, I could look up and just give that quick little, no, it's okay. You got this. Right. And then I can remember you sitting at the desk when we did have the offices and you had a little mirror to check in with, that the same idea. So, lots of different ways.
Yeah, it's a little reminder that, hey, you know what? We are so much bigger than we are so much love than what we give ourselves credit for. And when we can fill up that love cup for ourselves first, then we present as our authentic self, and that glow is there and people are attracted to you. Your sister you haven't seen for years comes and visits and said, oh, you look great. And it's not that you've dropped weight. It's not that, well, maybe energetically you have dropped weight, but physically that hasn't changed. For me, it was both physically and energetically. But yeah.
Absolutely. And then, once we get really good at these basic, the most 4 important parts of the Braveheart step, then I invite you guys to go into the library, go into the app and get access into the library, and you check out all 12 steps. Steps 11 and 12 are kind of the cream of the crop, but you've got to be really good at these first steps to be able to make sure that you're never going to judge yourself when you go to step into step 11 and do, a life review, write it out so that you're not getting caught up in the emotion of everything, so that you can see things in a different way. Step 12 is recreating things for yourself, reimagining your life. It might sound silly, but it is really powerful to recreate some of those moments and say, you know what, this happened, and I'm going to, you know what, now that I have this understanding, I get to rewrite that memory and say, you know what, this is now the outcome. So it's very, very powerful. These are the four pillars of the 12 loving steps. But we invite you to go and take a look at all 12. It's powerful.
It's the rewriting is kind of like if I become a witness of what I'm doing, so I can witness it from this angle and see something, but I can witness it from this angle and see something totally different. Kind of like there was a minor car accident at a stop sign at an intersection. And I witnessed it, and this is what I saw. Somebody else on the other side of the street witnessed it, and that's what they saw. But somebody from behind witnessed it and saw something totally different. You know, we've got to be able to pivot and check it out, and then pivot and check it out. And to me, it's all about learning. You know, if I had a drama, I'm gonna pick what about that was something that I needed to learn, because it's always that. Where is that nugget of learning that I can get, that I can hold on to, so I can be okay with what happened?
What I wrote down was, what did this event change? How did I change how I seen about myself once this event had happened? How did it change what I believed? Right. So those are the sentences that really helped me figure out, what did this do to me? I now was a little harsher to myself. I now believe this. I now believe that. So to me, those were the words that definitely helped me do that work. Right. Yeah. Let's take all those things and let's fold it into what we can do for ourselves. The invisible creates the physical, right? How many times the invincible, these belief systems will create enough acidic load in our body that the body has to react. It has to protect you. So now it's sent scar tissue there to block off that area, to keep it from affecting other areas. The invisible creates the physical. The emotional.
Your body is always doing what it needs to do to protect you and keep you upright and moving forward. Go ahead, Sandra.
No, it's all time. Let's erase and replace those dysfunctional belief systems. Let's unleash the invisible bonds that bind you. That landmine issues in your tissues, your lumps, your bumps, your blocks, your growths, your silent bombs of unprocessed, stored emotions.
The invisible holds the key to winning on the physical plane. You know, and we've got to be able to understand that. Lionheart breathing, that smile, walking meditation. So yes, you can do a meditation, but what about just having that meditation all day?
Yeah, we were created to create. So let's create a masterpiece. The universal intelligence lies within your field.
Absolutely. We all have this at our fingertips. We just got to know that it's there.
Yeah. And so this is why we think the 6-day water fast is going to help you advance all these things that we're talking about, right? It needs to be tailored to each personality. Like we've discussed before, maybe you're going to practice with your intermittent fasting first. Maybe you're going to practice with one day. Maybe you're going to practice with every other day. Maybe, you're going to decide what's your goal and achieve it. And I was such a failure complex person. I called Daryl up to say, Daryl, I don't know that I can do 6, and I don't even know if I can do 3, but I'm really sure I can do 2. Is it okay if I sign up to do 2? And he thought for a minute. He goes, yes, Sandra, That's exactly what I want you to do. I want you to be able to achieve something and build on that success. So, yeah, I was a shy conversation going, hi, Daryl. I think I'm becoming a brain fart, but I think I can only do 2 days. It's like, that's fine, Sandra. Then that's what you do, right? So you tailor make this fast to suit you.
Yeah, and I know the first fast I did, I just did it, didn't tell anybody, was floating my boat all on my own and trying to paddle upstream, right? And day 4, if you're not totally into this body and allowing the body to make that shift into full autophagy and stem cell production and human growth hormone production and those little Pac-Mans that go around and clean up all the garbage and get into the nooks and crannies. If you're not fully into this body, then when you start to have symptoms which aren't life-threatening, they're just symptoms. It may push you into that panic. And it's all about, at that point, I know I had full body sweats. I woke up with palpitations, and my sister phoned and I was telling her, and she's, oh my gosh, you're hypoglycemic, get something in you, and then I thought, oh, maybe I am. The heart is going more. And I did not pick up the phone and contact somebody who had done these before, and that's what I should have done. I should have picked up the phone and talked to Daryl and said, hey, this is what's happening. And he would have said, you know what, Lorraine, go lie down, connect to your breath, and bring that breath back to where you're feeling the discomfort and comfort your body. And it says there, cat naps are essential. If I would have done a cat nap, I might have been okay.
Well, that's the reason why you hadn't shared to start with, is because you didn't have the people that you knew to that had the answers. So that's why you thought, I need to toe step. I need to tippy toe my way into this. And then when you did have contact with someone, it was like, well, so fair enough, right? And you didn't die, did you, love?
No, I didn't die. I
No.
didn't die. And actually, I gave myself a really good check mark because I did make it to the morning of the 4th day.
Good for
on my
you.
first advanced water fast.
Absolutely.
So yeah, you want to say no whenever possible, because this is about you. This is about you honing into you. You're wanting to get better connection with yourself and your creator. That's what happens on a water fast. That's one of the things that happens on the water fast. Say yes to you. You're through and through. 6-day advanced water fast can be repeated every 6 weeks. And a lot of people will do it longer than 6 days. Whether it's 1 or 40, whatever you decide, whatever you're feeling, just hone into your body and listen to it, because it's always telling us exactly what we need to know.
Absolutely, love. I just was answering a couple questions. One person said, when is the fast actually starting? And so it'll kick off next Wednesday with Dr. Daryl Wolf at the helm. Okay.
All
Here we
right.
go.
So the power of self-love and self-care, and unconditional, and it's limitless.
Mm-hmm. To get to that place where you've got your back no matter what, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, the 2-week advanced water fast is going to continue until the night before the kickoff. The midnight on October 8th is when that preparation fasting sale is on until. And you know what? Even if you're not signing up for the fast, a lot of our main products are included in this sale. Pardon me. So get on the store, check it out. We really do hope that you actually participate in the fast. Lots of people do. And lots of people are saying, you know what, yet again, the next step that I took within the DACA detox world is really helping advance my body and advance my connection to self. So definitely dive on into that sale.
And again, we are always talking about the 4 pillars of the perfect day. And that would be, what are you bringing into your body on, as far as your diet goes? You want to be doing a whole plant-based keto diet. That is what's going to raise your vibration. You want to be on high frequency nutraceuticals. That will raise your vibration. You want to be doing exercises and using energy medicine that's going to raise your vibration. We're electromagnetic beings. We blink and we create that electricity. So when we're exercising or using an energy machine, that's bringing our vibration up. And the pillar we talked about today, the Braveheart emotional work.
Yeah. And so, guys, really lean into all these resources we've got for you. Download that app, get in there. There's other Bravehearts. You're going to have access to absolutely everything, probably even the fasting group. Maybe I shouldn't promise that, but you're going to have other Bravehearts that you can chat with on that app. You can connect with master practitioners, and you can get the perfect day document downloaded, so you've got that. There's advanced water fasting documents you can get downloaded. There you go. There's so much in that library. So dive into that app, get into the library. And if you want our help, if you want Lorraine and I's attention, we'd love to be there for you. $95 for the consultation and $95 to get the book physically delivered to you for free, as long as you are physically on North America. International, Hawaii and Alaska, you're a little bit different. They're all considered international because you're not physically attached to the United States. But yeah, dive into those resources. Let's book your trip to the DUD 5-star Healing and Training Center. If you've signed up or you're planning on signing up for the Whole Life or for the New World Practitioner in Ixtapa, this is your beautiful location. Come down, get your training done here, or just book your own personalized, maybe just healing experience, maybe just a juicing experience. Maybe you're going down there just to hang out, right?
And just know that Dr. Sage Wolf will travel anywhere to do personal certifications and training. So give us a call, and we'll get Dr. Sage Wolf out to you, or you can come to Ixtapa, Zihuatanejo, like Sandra said. So the phone number to call, 1-855-900-4544, extension 5, and you'll be able to talk to Dr. Daryl Wolf, or you can call him directly on his US direct number or WhatsApp, same number, 1-469-861-9454. And just a quick shout out to Canada here. We've got lectures coming ahead. And if you haven't seen Dr. Wolf live in person, this is your opportunity. You can sign up at braveheartnation.com, or you can actually go and check out the lectures and call the people who are hosting them. I am hosting the ones in Calgary on October the 24th. And October the 26th. So you can give me a call. I can get you on our list and reserve your spot, because you know what? Seats are limited. And Dr. Wolf has a huge following. So give me a call, 403-605-9216, if you want to attend the lectures in Calgary. For the other lectures, for the Kelowna one, you can use the 855 number and speak to someone there. And for the Toronto one, it is Magdalena, and I don't have her phone number, but it is up in braveheartnation.com.
Absolutely. Again, let's just chat about that Braveheart app. BHNapp.com is the link. You can put it on your laptop. You can put it on your smartphone, your tablet. Put it wherever you need that, wherever the easiest access is going to be for you. And just dive in. It's going to be your easiest access into the library. And I think we're really going to enjoy being able to chat with other Bravehearts, aren't we? Okay. So everything today is all about the Braveheart and emotional intelligence. whether you've downloaded the 12 Living Steps or whether you want to dive in to a 33-day video series. And it's there in the library for free. Now, this is definitely worth that $9.95. But Dr. Darrell, you know his commitment to absolutely everybody. It is get as much out there as we can, help these people be brave hearts right where they're at, and let's help that world rise. So dive into the app, get your access into that online emotional intelligence masterclass so that you can take that massive personal action, so that you can get that self-healing that you so rightfully deserve.
And you want to rise to your full potential. So you need to learn to fly, which is first love yourself. And that's what we've been talking about today. You know, how do you get to that? Together we rise. You know, this Braveheart Nation is coming together beautifully. And it is because of people like you who are hopping on board. So definitely connect with the BHN app. And we are here with the oath, which is how we end. And are you okay if I just say it?
Yes, love, go ahead.
Okay. So I am love. I'm healed. I'm Braveheart. Today and every day, from the moment I rise until I gently close my eyes, I will always trust, honor, respect, protect, forgive, and totally love myself first and foremost before anyone else or anything else. So help me God. Because I am, I can, I am love, I'm healed, I'm Braveheart. Thanks for tuning in.